Good morning. It's 6 o'clock on Friday. I am out to go do my last two chip deliveries. This first one is 45 minutes away. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the whole round trip takes like 2 hours for me to leave my house, go do these two, and then come back. And then I'm hoping to have a very busy day today because, well, I have one catering order. It's from Delivered, and it's right by my house. I've done it 3 times in the past week, I think. This one is picking up at Red Lobster, and then I deliver to Motorola, which is just a drop-off. They come down with a cart because I'm not allowed in the building, which is great. And then for the first time in, gosh, I don't know how long, I am not platinum on DoorDash. I missed it by 5 orders. I needed 10 yesterday. I did 5, but then I was so exhausted. I was getting a migraine, and it was starting to pour with the lightning and everything, so I just went home. Now, I know I have three Dash passes. I'm going to try not to use it. When I'm done with all of this, if I can get on, which I'm hoping I can, then I'm going to see if I can just knock out those 5 and become platinum again. And then I need 8 for when I wake up tomorrow. So I need to do a total of 13 today. But after 5, I'll be platinum again. So I'm going to see if I can do that organically and not use a Dash Pass. Because from what I understand, just from reading on or watching on YouTube and stuff, they're going to pound you with bad orders, obviously. They know that you need to do it, so they're going to just like bombard you. So I don't want the AR to go down either, so I'm just going to see if I can do it. I'm going to turn it on when I'm done with my last one, which puts me in a pretty decent area for not businesses, but like just homes, like houses. And I'm hoping it's Friday. A lot of people are working from home and will order Starbucks and Dunkin'. I just need 5. So, but then I want to work on getting the next 8 as quickly as I can so that I can not have to do this again tomorrow, because tomorrow is the big day for me for DoorDash, because I go and try to do shopping and everything else, and I make pretty decent money, but I don't want to do it on a Dash Pass or on like the verge of losing something. I want to have, a little padding there. So my day today is going to be doing DoorDash. So wish me luck, because we all know how much I love it. But I'm hoping to have a good day. I'm hoping to get a couple orders on Delivered for the weekend, because after I do today's, I need 25 more in order to wipe out the late delivery that I did, because my brain is not working. And my brain really is not working. When I tell you there is like something going on and something happening every single day in my life, and I know it's just life, everybody has it, but I am not handling it very well. And I think last night I went upstairs and took a shower at like 6, I think 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that, because I had such a migraine. And when I got out of the shower with the towel still on my head, I went to lay down just for like a minute, and I didn't get up until midnight, I think, somewhere between 11:30 and 12. So then I stayed up with my husband until like 1 and went back to bed and fell right back to sleep, and I was up at 5 o'clock. So I know I'm exhausted, and I think it's just as much emotionally exhausted as it is like physically exhausted. So I'm hoping that sleep last night really did me some good, and I can be back on track and like back to having my right mind. So I know yesterday's video, which was actually filmed 2 days ago, sorry, but at least I got it out, that we were talking about Zifty and the exclusive orders. Has anybody gotten any yet? I've got one, but it wasn't that good, and I already had it delivered that was better, so I couldn't take it. I should have screenshotted it. It was like right when I woke up, and I was still kind of groggy, and I forgot to screenshot it. But somebody posted on Facebook on the Zifty page about an email that she had sent to Zifty in their reply, and it was basically that yes, they are going to exclusive offers. It's going to be based on seniority and your stats, basically. I'm a 5.0, so I've got that. That's fine. My my seniority, I mean, I've been on it for as long as I've been on Delivered, and I've done over 400 Delivereds, and I think I counted 140 or 145 Zifties. Is that good? I don't know. I don't think it's great, but I would think it would give me some decent exclusive offers. But they did say that like more of the smaller ones or the last minute ones will still go on a board for people to try to get. So it's not completely going away, but the good thing is if they're going to send exclusive offers, I'm going to have to assume that they are the large ones, the good tips or whatever. So that's going to eliminate those bots, which is great because there's two reasons that I love Zifty. There were two reasons that they were not above Delivered. Okay, three. One was their base pay. It's $4. That is what, I mean, it is what it is. $6 isn't gonna, take me here nor there. It's just gonna be an extra $6 in my pocket. The second one was the chasing of offers on the board. Like I had to keep it up and keep like refreshing. And by the way, I said before that my Zifty phone, I couldn't sign on Zifty anymore, but I can. So it's on there now, which is this phone that I'm recording on. But it's good because I really stock it on certain days that I know certain orders are going to fall. And I need like just a phone there for me to keep refreshing and looking at. On a side note, I know my iPhone, I have, when it's on, I have it to not time out and the screen go black ever until I do it. So if I leave it on, it will be on for 24 hours. Can I do that with my Android? Does anybody know? I have a Samsung. I know when I got it last year, it was the newer model. So I know, is it an S25, 28? I don't remember, but it's the newer model. So does anybody know if I can do that and keep that screen on until I turn it off? Because that's my only thing with this phone for Zifty, is that if I'm not constantly watching it, it times out. So that was my third one, which to me was the biggest one, and it's still not going to change with this update, is not knowing where I'm going. I hate the fact when on the weekends, all I care about is if it's a house or not. That I can figure out. For the most part, I can figure out like around me where I'm going, or in the burbs, I can pretty much figure out. What I can't figure out is downtown. And like I've said before, there's a building that the Chicago Board of Exchange is in, and they tip great. But there's also other companies in there that don't tip that well. And all you see is that building. So I don't know which one it is, and I'm too reluctant to take it for something else. I'm not going to go downtown, for $30, $40, but I'll go for $150. So those are my gripes. I was hoping that they would fix that in this update. And I know every time I ask them, it's for safety purposes. I don't understand what that means, because eventually I'm going to know like where I'm going. So if I was angry with them, or I don't know what else you could know for safety reasons, I would know where I'm going once I pick up the food. So I think that, I know I also kind of touched on yesterday about a bunch of people wanting to do legislation. Why is that such a hard word for me to say? Legislation for the gig people to, have more rights. And one of them was to know everything about an order. It was, so that they wouldn't hide any tips, so that you would know where you were going. You would know if it was an apartment. You would know everything that you needed to know before you accepted or declined that offer. And I do like that part a lot, because what I don't understand is like DoorDash giving you a $6 plus order and it turns into $6.25. What was the big deal? And it was like, it's not a lot of miles. It's like 2 or 3 miles. I would have taken it at $6.25 anyways. So what's the big deal? Why do you have to like make it seem like this is going to be such a great order? When it's a good order, just let it be. Let me know exactly what I'm doing. And with Instacart no longer telling you where you're going when you accept an order, that's why I miss so many Instacarts, because I refuse to do apartments. I just refuse, especially when the pay is not great. Because if I'm going to carry your groceries up flights of stairs, you better be tipping me. And I'm sorry if nobody agrees with that, but I do. I'm not carrying groceries up flights of stairs. You know, I've said it before. I think that all of these things do need to be more regulated, and I think that part of it needs to be we drop off at a front door, and that is it for everything, for businesses, for houses, for apartments, for everything. It goes to the front door. We did the shopping. Or picking up of your food, your catering order, whatever. Catering is different. Catering with the 3 apps is different. I'm talking about the food apps right now. Then it needs to go to a door. And businesses sometimes are just as bad because they don't tell you where you're going, or they'll tell you, I'll meet you downstairs, and then it takes them 10, 15 minutes. I have other things to go do, and I just think that everything should be at a front door, and that is it. People, this is a luxury, I believe, service, especially for groceries, where we are going and taking our time to go and pick out, the best looking chicken, the freshest bread, the whatever, and bringing it to your house. You could at least take it in your house or up the stairs or whatever. Now, I'm not saying a house, leave it at the bottom of the stairs. To the front door is fine, but and for shopping, I also do believe that it should be a limit of 2 cases of water. Nobody, and I mean nobody, needs 10 cases of water at one time. Spread it out. Like, you don't want to go do it, obviously, so why would you want me to go do it for a $2 tip? And I understand everybody isn't as well, then don't take it. You can decline. Yeah, I can, but I also need to make money, I'm not here to just do stuff for free. So that, I went kind of off tangent on that, but those are my 3 gripes about Zifty. I would love if they could fix those, and now I think that they are with the one as far as sending exclusive offers. I think the bots are going to be done. I wish that all the apps would do. Who does that leave left that has a board? Deliver That is doing the same thing. Their exclusive offers they're really not that great offers, but some of them are very good. Like the $100 one that I got last week was good. And they still have a lot of junk on their board. But I will say I'm at least getting more orders. I'm definitely getting more offers, but I'm taking more orders than I ever have on Deliver That, which is not a lot, but it's anything is more because I was taking none. So I just wish that everything could be location based. I don't want to see $20 offers for the city. Why in the world would I ever go to the city for $20? I would much rather, I was telling my husband this. So let's just say, I'll just say the Chicago Board of Exchange, because it's one that I will not ever decline. So let's say I got an order for them, and I know it's going to be, we'll just ballpark it and say $120, okay? So for that $120, they're going to want me to go downtown to a restaurant that has no parking, that I'm going to have to figure out, where to go, how to not get my car towed or stolen, and go and get that food. The drop off for CBOE is super easy, so I can't even complain about that. But I have to leave my house, so let's say it's a 10:30 pickup. and an 11:15 drop, okay? I'm going to have to leave my house. If it's a 10:30, I have to leave at least by 9:30. At the minimum, 9:30. If not earlier. So that's 9:30. I pick up at 10:30. That's 2 hours. By the time I get to CBOE, which like I said is easy, but it's time consuming. So if I get there at 11:15, I'll say 11:30, even though I probably wouldn't be done by 11:30, but 11:30, that's 3 hours, right? 9:30 to 10:30 to 11:30, that's 2 hours. And then at least an hour back, at least. Yesterday, it took my husband 2 hours to come back, a little over 2 hours to come back from downtown for an order. But I'll say 3 hours, okay? So that's $40 an hour for a $120 order. Or I can get a $60 order, like today's order is $65, I think. And I would have to leave my house to get right on time 15 minutes before. It's a 5-minute drive to, and we'll say 10 minutes to have them come down and me to unload. That's a half hour to make $65. So which one? Yes, the 120 puts more money in my pocket, but it's more aggravation and more frustration because I have to drive in traffic. I have to drive back in even more traffic, and I have to figure out where I'm going to park at this restaurant and everything else, and the mileage. Or would I rather stay home and take a $65 order that I can have done in a half hour and still do other things around that, like right up into it or right after it? I would make just as much money. I would probably make more money in those 3 hours than I would to take the $120 order to go downtown. That's the way my brain looks at it. Sometimes other people's brains is, I want the $120, so that's what I'm going to do. And that's fine. There's no right or wrong answer. It's only right or wrong for you. So that's why I so wish that they would go back to location-based assigning of orders. Now, on the flip side, I understand that I live, when you know anything about the Chicagoland area, you have two, maybe I'll say three, like huge markets that, like suburban markets that have the malls, the high-end everything, restaurants, groceries, everything. One would be Naperville, Schaumburg, and Skokie. I live in Schaumburg. Like, I couldn't have asked to pick a better place, except that it is so oversaturated. But, so I know that I'm lucky that way, that I can say, yes, I need it to be location-based, because I know that I have a ton of places by me that are 100-plus orders. And if they're not 100, I don't care. I would rather take, like, the $65 order today and give me a $40 breakfast. I'm making the $100 that I would have made going downtown. That's how I look at things. So, to me and for me, location-based is extremely beneficial. And that's why, I mean, I was making $500 and $600 a week when I was working, just doing one lunch order, which means that they had to be close because I only had an hour for my lunch, you know. So to just do that while still working a full-time job was pretty good. And I wish that they would go back to it. Now that everybody under the sun is elite, I don't see, although I guess I know. I keep saying I don't see the difference, but I know that people live further out or don't have the big restaurants and stuff by you. So, for me personally, I would want it to be location-based. For you, it may not work, and I understand that, and I know that there should be some kind of happy medium. Like, if you live in an area that doesn't have restaurants and stuff, then maybe you should be put into an algorithm of whatever the next big city by you that has everything is. But if you are in an area where you can get orders, I think that that's where your orders should come from, unless there is nothing. Or if it's like, a huge order and you're like a great driver with 100% stats and, a bunch of orders, whatever, then you should get it. I don't know. I know it's not a perfect world. I hate driving 3 hours to make $100 and something. And I'm not going to lie, I have been declining them because everything is on Whacker Drive, and we all know how I feel about Whacker Drive, because it won't even say in the instructions until you call to say how do you get there, or is there a dock or whatever, and then it's, oh yeah, you have to go down to Lower Whacker, and nope, not gonna do it. I value my life, because one day some little underground creature is gonna come and steal me, because you can't see down there, it's so dark. I know I'm being a little dramatic, but so again, I started talking about Zifty and I veered off to Delivered. But I just wish that they all would kind of have the same, which it looks like they're moving towards it, which obviously is ezCater making them do it. So I just wish that I could just get more orders. Basically, that's what everything comes down to, is I wish I could get more orders. It's, who knew that dropping one point on Delivered was going to, don't get me wrong, I still get orders. I just am not getting, like, when I was 100 and now that my husband is 100, you could hear his phone, which used to be my phone, going off. If I declined one was right there next to it. And now I have to wait. If I decline that first one, I'm waiting. I always get another one, which is fine. I declined 3 yesterday for today. Now it's Friday. I know it's slow. So I declined a $50 one to go on Whacker Drive. And then I declined a $50 one for 5 o'clock at night. I'll do the city at dinner time for $100, but it still is taking me forever to get home. But I'm not doing it for 50. That's going to come out to be like $15 an hour. And then I declined another one that was far south suburbs, which is even further than downtown. So all of those in the city, and then it gave me the $65 one by my house, which I snatched quicker than anything. And again, I don't want to be put in an algorithm of a cherry picker, because I'm not for money wise, I am for location wise. So I have my map to go into the city for $40. But I did that before all of the 201 glitch happened and everything, because I was getting, a really good order on my first order, the first one that they offered me. And then they would stack around it with these $40 orders, and then I would take them because they made sense. I was already down there. Let me make as much money as I can, and I'll go down there. But I'm not going down there for just $40 on its own. So I have to decide what to do for this map again. And it's so difficult for me because my favorite place to deliver is Red Main, which is on Mondays and Wednesdays, but a lot of their orders come in from the city. So that's why I don't want to go too high, because then I'll never see them. But I think I'm going to have to, because I hate declining. So maybe I'll make it 60 and then see how that goes for a week or two. And if I have to, I'll just move it up to 100 or maybe 80. I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. But I'm definitely, my days of getting the big ones in the city, like the big ones, are done. Now it's my husband's time, which is great. Like I said the other day, we couldn't have worked it out perfectly for me to make a mistake on the same day that I went to 99 and he went to 100. So nothing has changed except that it's him doing them now instead of me. So after today, I need 25 more to wipe it out. So I'm hoping, it does seem On the weekends, they do more kind of location based because they're not as big orders. So I'm hoping I can get a couple this weekend and knock that down. And then we'll see about next week. But this video is almost a half hour long now. And I'm only 20 minutes away. I love doing this on long drives because it makes the drive go by so much quicker. So thank you for spending some time with me. And let me know what you guys think about Zifty and the new way that they're offering orders. The sound I kind of like because it's different. It's the, cha-ching. Someone said it was the Venmo sound. I don't really do Venmo, so I don't know. But it's like that cash register sound. The only thing is it's the same sound as my shop app that lets me know when things have shipped. So... But I hope you guys are out and having a good day and making a lot of money. And I will try to check in later. These days are long. Like, even if I don't have anything, because I've really been trying to get up at around 5 o'clock. Somewhere between 5 and 5:30. And when like 9, 10 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it's not even lunchtime yet. So they are long days, but I like it. So I'm going to let you go so that I can figure out where I'm going. I almost left the house without this stuff today. I had to run back in and go get the boxes. But anyways, we will chat later, and I hope you guys all have a great day.